Hey, if you're working 60 to 80 hours a week, you're doing something wrong. In fact, your work harder attitude is probably hurting your career and costing you a ton of money. I know it sounds crazy because we're so used to hearing about people working ridiculously long hours that we assume that long hours are a key component to being successful. And while work is important, so is your health and so is your family. So today I'm going to cover 3 secrets that will completely revolutionize the way you think about work and how you spend your time. My name is Jamie J, and I'm the founder and CEO of Bottleneck Distant Assistants. I'm also the author of the book, Quit Repeating Yourself, that assists business leaders to stop doing the wrong things so they can focus on doing their best work. I've hosted more than 500 podcast episodes with business leaders from all over the world, and I've helped hundreds of overworked professionals to reclaim an extra 20 or more hours a week while actually increasing their quality of work. That's 20 extra hours to spend with friends, family, or even just relaxing. Hi, Raina.
Hey, Jamie, sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to check in that you made plans for Sarah's birthday tonight because you'll need to order her gift within 20 minutes for it to get there in time for dinner reservations, remember?
Oh my gosh, is it that late already? I was doing my videos
Yup.
today.
Oh, no worries. Would you like me to go ahead and place the order for you?
Oh my gosh, please. That would be fantastic. Raina, you're a lifesaver. Thank you.
Sure thing. Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay, thank you so much. So sorry about that. Normally I'd have my notifications set to off, and let me go ahead and do that now so that this doesn't happen again. Yeah, you can get back 20 extra hours that you can spend with friends, family, or just relaxing. So I ask you, what is one really big difference between super successful people like Oprah Winfrey, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk and the rest of us? Well, the difference is that they don't spend their time on tasks that can be done by someone else. They delegate, and they delegate a lot. Wow, big revelation, huh? But I bet you're probably thinking, well, it's not that simple. I don't have the time to train someone. I don't have the money. My work requires too much judgment to delegate, or even I don't want to get an office or deal with the HR forms and all that complexity. There are a lot of obstacles in the way of delegating effectively, and I get it. It's not easy. So in this short video, I'm going to share with you 3 secrets about delegating that way too many overworked and overstressed people go their entire work lives without realizing. These secrets have been my secrets to achieving more in way less time. So the first secret that I'm going to share with you, and this is a big one, is that not delegating is potentially costing you a fortune. If you want to move to that next step in your career or grow your business, you're not going to do it by working harder. There comes a point when success is not so much about adding to your task list, but it's about removing dead weight. The problem with opportunity cost is that it's a bit of an abstract concept. So let's look at a concrete example, the time you probably spend on your email. The average office worker spends about 3 hours a day checking email and dealing with it. That's from a study by Adobe. And just so you know, that used to be me, or close to me at least. I used to spend about 90 minutes a day on email, which is 7.5 hours a week, or nearly 400 hours a year. And to put that into perspective, that's like spending 2.5 months every single year doing nothing but dealing with emails. But now I don't have to. My very own distant assistant, Raina, has changed all of that. She handles the bulk of my emails, so I only have to spend about 5 to 10 minutes a day dealing with the emails that only I can answer. So going from 7 to 8 hours a week to less than 1 hour is definitely doable. I'm proof of that. And that frees me up over 6 hours a week. And that's just email. Now I know what you're probably thinking. I'm exaggerating the situation. Maybe I'm inflating the numbers to make things seem worse than they really are. After all, I only spent 90 minutes on email when that Adobe study estimated over double that. That's why I'm going with my own example, which is really conservative when you compare me to the average office worker, but that's just email. I didn't hire an assistant to take care of my email only. I hired one to do way more than that. If you have the aptitude to move up in your company or expand your business, then you're the wrong person to be doing administrative tasks that can be systemized and handled by someone else. It might not be obvious which tasks can be systemized, but we can talk about that a little bit later. So the second secret that I'm going to share with you is that it's not your job that's holding you back. It's you. It's your mindset. If you want to work fewer hours every week, or you want a business to grow beyond where it is today, then you must avoid these self-defeating statements like, I'm the only one who can do this task, or I need to know how to do everything in my business, or I don't trust anyone else to do this. Instead, each time you're about to start a task, ask yourself, what needs to be done? Can a checklist or workflow be created so I can give this task to someone else? Do you think Elon Musk has all of the skills to design, manufacture, market, or sell Teslas? Of course not. He delegates to extremely skilled engineers who create systems on his behalf. And if he can delegate the day-to-day operations of Tesla and SpaceX, then you can too. So maybe you're worried that an assistant won't be as good as you at some tasks, or maybe they won't be at first, but that's okay. I've hired hundreds of assistants for all sorts of businesses. And one rule that I've learned is that you only need to get them to do the job with 70% of the proficiency that you can do it with. If you can imagine getting someone there to that 70% mark, then the delegation is going to be well worth your time. Here's another example of the kind of thinking that may be holding you back. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I'll save money by doing this easy task myself, or it'll be so much quicker to do this myself than to teach someone else to do it? Whenever you think this, what you're really saying is, my time is less valuable than that of an assistant. So you need to shift your mindset. Instead, say to yourself, my time is too valuable to spend on this lower level task. Successful business owners and efficient managers learn their value and work actively to avoid wasting their time and skills on mundane tasks that don't absolutely require their specific expertise. The more time you can spend focusing on your best work, the faster you're going to get where it is you want to go. So that's secret number 2. You must get into the mindset that many tasks that currently zap your time and energy can be delegated. It may sound cheesy, but you have to believe in yourself to be different. Just believe. It's just a matter of finding the right person who can create repeatable, documented workflows for each of your regular tasks. This mental barrier that says that you're the only person who can complete a repeatable task, well, it's just poison. It can keep your career at a plateau for years if you're not careful. So you have to make it a priority to change your thinking. So let's talk about the third secret. And this one is about timelines. You can't afford to wait until you have enough resources to begin delegating. So what's important to understand here is that if you let your lack of space, equipment, or even money hold you back from taking that first step towards freeing up your time, it may never happen. It can feel like a bit of a chicken and egg situation. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go into massive debt or hire a whole team, but you can take a small step toward freeing up your time so that you can spend it on more important activities such as generating revenue, reconnecting with family, or even catching up on sleep. When you're not clogged up with administrative tasks or putting out fires, you can focus on the right activities. One of our wonderful clients and friend of mine, Aaron Schmookler, started out with a part-time distant assistant and never looked back. Here's what he had to say just 2 months in. You'd be amazed just how many accomplished assistants there are who will work from their own homes, using their own computers, and for surprisingly competitive rates. And many of them will work part-time so that you can really take baby steps when it comes to delegating. You can hire a smart, educated assistant with a great work ethic, fluent in English, and an excellent cultural fit for your business for much less than you might think. We hear this story over and over again, even if finances were a problem in the beginning. Now that I've had an assistant for a few months, I would never consider not having one. I will do whatever it takes to make it work because I can't go back to not having an assistant. So that's secret number 3. You can start small and you don't need to have space, equipment, an HR department, or a bank full of money. You may be thinking, Jamie, that all makes sense, but I just don't have the time to hire and train somebody. Well, I hear you, and that's where we come in. When you work with Bottleneck Distant Assistants, we do the bulk of the heavy lifting for you. Our entire business is dedicated to finding the best DA for you and helping you train them for your specific situation. Our proven process has helped hundreds of business owners and managers to gain 20, 30, or even more hours back every single week. We have clients who check their email only a few times per week. Imagine if that was you. Well, here's how we do it. First, we get to know you and your business and help you identify and prioritize what parts of your daily grind you should delegate first. That's what we call our breakthrough consultation. Then we shortlist candidates for you to interview. And by the way, these candidates will have already passed our rigorous application process that weeds out more than 75% of the candidates. And they'll have completed and passed our very own dedicated distant assistant training certification exam that prepares them to be a valuable assistant for you. They will have learned preparations for the introductory call, administrative policies, how to create workflows, email inbox and calendar management, and reading and writing comprehension. Then we'll train you on how to train them quickly and easily. It's really not that hard when you're working with someone who's eager to make your life easier. One of the most important skills that your DA will have is creating workflows. Your distant assistant will record everything they do so that each task is completely systemized. At the end of 90 days, you'll have a step-by-step instruction manual for how to complete each task you've delegated. This is also a super valuable asset. And as time goes on, these workflows can be refined and updated because we all know business is constantly changing. And if you're worried about your distant assistant not giving you their full attention, that never seems to be a problem because whether they're full or part-time, your distant assistant works only for you and no one else. They're dedicated. So what this means for you is that once you've selected your distant assistant, you'll only have to do each of your mundane tasks one more time with your assistant watching so that they can build out the workflows and the processes that run your business. Even if something happens to your assistant, the written documentation still exists. And we find that this gives our customers an enormous sense of relief. The Sisyphean nightmare is finally over. This is going to give you back 10, 20, or even 30 hours a week that you can choose to either invest in your high-value work and takes full advantage of your superpowers, or you may want to choose to work fewer hours and focus on yourself, family, and friends. You can achieve your goals and live the life you choose without being bogged down in the day-to-day minutia. One of my clients called me on Saturday and said, "Jamie, I just want to thank you. Today's the first Saturday I've been able to spend with my family in 3 years." And then his wife took the phone and said, "Thank you so much for giving me my husband back." Now, I consider myself a pretty tough guy in general, but that call nearly had me in tears. So click on the link to book a free, no-pressure breakthrough consultation to see if Bottleneck Distant Assistance is right for you. If you're spending hours a day on mundane but important tasks or checking your email, it's costing you. And it's not just money and time, it's costing you your health. It's costing you relationships with your family and friends too. As the economy is recovering and small businesses are looking to grow, there's a rapidly increasing demand for high-quality, pre-vetted, and pre-trained assistants. Good assistants are getting harder and harder to find, so much so that we're expecting that the limiting factor will soon be our own ability to find enough assistants who perform at the level we demand. Even a year from now, the pool of talent will have drastically changed. If you're still watching, then something I'm saying must be resonating with you. So go ahead and book your breakthrough consultation. We'll help you identify your bottleneck and make a plan to find that one person you need to move your productivity to the next level. But even if we decide together that you aren't ready for an assistant, you'll have gained valuable insight. So book your consultation today. We look forward to meeting you and learning how we can assist you to achieve your business goals. Have a fantastic day.